Hey, what's up guys? I got some more Battlefield 3 news for you guys today, this time concerning the Armored Kill DLC, which is set to release in September of this year. And for those of you guys who paid attention to the last video that I uploaded, which was the Battlefield Premium trailer and details, if you haven't seen it, go check it out now. If you did, if you paid attention to the trailer itself, you might have seen that they mentioned a new game mode. And this game mode is being called Tank Superiority. And this is, without a doubt, has to be released with Armored Kill. Because they're not releasing any details about endgame just yet, and close quarters is close quarters. There's no way that there could be tank superiority in maps without tanks. And most likely tank superiority is going to work in the same fashion in which air superiority works. And I've played air superiority on 1943, and the way it worked in 1943 was that you had to have the majority of airplanes in a certain area around the map. It was around this like base that was on top of the mountain. And a lot of times what would happen is one team would start trying to spawn kill the other team, and you know, it was an intense fight in the air, and it was a lot of fun as well. So maybe tank superiority is going to work in the same fashion, in which you have to have tanks, the majority of tanks in a certain area around a certain base, or maybe it's going to be like Conquest, but with tanks. And the tanks that gain more flags are the tanks that win superiority, and they win the round. But you never know. I'm just speculating here about what could happen with tank superiority, but without a doubt this is going to be included with the Armored Kill DLC. For those of you guys who paid even closer attention, you noticed when they mentioned the new vehicles, you saw that they had some pictures of vehicles, and I did some CIA type stuff earlier. I have a dual monitor setup, so I had the pictures on one side, and I went on Google and was Googling my ass off earlier, and I got some matches with the pictures, and don't forget that this is not confirmed. This is not 100% right, probably, but it is most likely what's gonna be in the game. So the first image that we see here on the screen is the U.S. artillery system. In Armored Kill, they're going to be implementing an artillery system which is going to be more efficient in taking out infantry. And the U.S. side is going to use the M142 high mobility artillery rocket system. And you can see the real life image put next to the in-trailer image that we see there. The next image is the M1128 mobile gun system, and this is going to be the U.S. tank destroyer. They're adding in a artillery system and a tank destroyer system as well. And the next image that we see here is going to be the Polish multiple rocket launcher system, and this is going to be the Russian counterpart to the U.S. artillery system. So it's going to be the Russian artillery system. And then the next image that we see here is the Spret SD, which is a Russian tank destroyer. So it's going to be the counterpart to the U.S. tank destroyer. And that's gonna be interesting to see there, because not only are we going to have tanks on the battlefield now we're going to have something even bigger that is able to counter tanks. And I'm interested to see how the tanks are going to be able to counter these tank destroyers as well as the artillery systems, since the artillery systems will be able to be driven around the map and used likely. This next picture, of course, is the quad bike. Everybody loves the quad bike. It's a huge fan favorite. Everybody loved it in Bad Company 2 because it was very easy to use it to outflank the enemy. If you needed to get somewhere quick and you needed to be a little bit more stealthy, the quad bike was the option, because they might not see you, but the bad part is they'll hear you. The quad bike is actually pretty loud in Bad Company 2. Now, if you look above this image right here, they didn't focus on it, but it's obviously an AC-130 gunship, or it can be just a transport. And this is left up to discussion. Me personally, I'll love to see an AC-130 gunship, but if they just include the transport, then that'll be awesome as well. You know, you could spawn in AC-130 flying around the map, and you could parachute in certain areas, and the AC-130 has to be able to be shot down, just like the Amtrak. But it would be interesting if the AC-130 can be a gunship and transport at the same time. I know that's not really realistic, but you gotta admit, you know, being realistic all the time isn't always as fun. You know, that definitely chops down on the fun factor in the game. But I'm looking forward highly to Armored Kill. This is making me even more excited hearing about these new game modes, these new vehicles, these new weapons as well. I'm still working on getting all the weapons for you guys. It's much more difficult with that as for the vehicles. But I hope you guys enjoyed this info video, found it informative and enjoyable. And all I ask in return is that you help get this video to 1,000 likes, favorite the video, share it using the share button down below, and subscribe if you're new here, because there's going to be a lot more Battlefield 3 news and content in the future. Till next time, guys, peace.